Welcome to another episode of Mach Fishing. Remember, if you like this video, don't forget to press the subscribe button and press the notification bell so you will be alerted to when I have new videos. In this episode, I will show you my new bushel pot for steaming crabs that I bought from Bay Country Crabbing Supply while attending the Pasadena Fishing Flea Market at the Early Heights Volunteer Fire Department. I will also go over the reason that I selected this pot. Hey everyone, those of you who know me, you know I like to catch a lot of crabs. Well, I always cook my crabs in a bushel pot because that's just how many I normally catch. A bushel normally holds around 72 crabs, depending on their size, which is about 6 dozen. Well, this is the pot that I was using. It's made out of stainless steel. The stainless steel on this pot is type 304. So type 304 is great. It takes a lot of heat. It takes more heat than aluminum pots. That's one advantage of stainless steel. And it's not as reactive with the food as other pots. However, I've had a problem with this pot. Taking the basket out and the lid off. And I'll show you. Right now, if you notice, there's a screw right there. And that's because, I don't know if you can see here, right there near my finger, there are holes, little pinholes developing in this pot. Apparently, I think it's about 14 gauge stainless steel, type 304, again like I said. And it's light. It served its purpose, but I got to keep plugging the holes with stainless steel screws to keep the pot going. Otherwise, a lot of the water starts dripping out through the holes. So I went to a fishing flea market in Pasadena, Maryland, at the Early Heights Fire Department, and I found a new pot. Here we go. This is also a bushel pot I got from Bay Country Crabbing Supplies. It's very well made and it's heavier. This pot uses stainless steel 316L, I believe. L's for low carbon. And this pot takes more heat. It's more durable. It'll last longer than the 304. And it's actually a little taller, even though it's a bushel pot. It holds, it seems like it'll hold a lot more crabs. Probably a lot more room where I can throw more corn and stuff on top of the crabs and cook them all at the same time. But the 316, that's the one I've been reading about what to get. So I got that one. I've been looking for it for a while. I got a good deal at the flea market. So I can't wait for the new crabbing season to start so I can take it for a spin. When cooking crabs, you want something heavy and non-reactive to your food. I used to use aluminum pots, but aluminum pots don't do well when you have highly corrosive ingredients. Acid degrades aluminum pots and it could be leached into the food. So I decided to go with a stainless steel pot, which is the first one you saw that I bought. It is generally not good to use aluminum pots when you're using highly acidic foods and very salty foods when you're cooking. So since I cook crabs, there's salt in the crabs, there's salt in the seasoning. I particularly use JO number 2. Other people use Obey and then some house blends, but again they all have salt, which is highly corrosive to the aluminum. So I went with the stainless steel. So the first pot I got, the stainless steel, was great. Everything worked wonderfully, took the heat. But the problem is, after about 2 years, it started developing pinholes and started leaking out the fluids, the water that's used for steaming. I kept the pot alive by plugging up the holes with stainless steel screws, but I'm getting tired of that, and then when cleaning the pot, you got the screws sticking in there, you might actually, hurt yourself. If you have a sponge or anything and you're cleaning the inside of the pot, you have to be really careful. So I've been eyeing myself on some locally constructed stainless steel crab pots that are made of thicker and heavier steel, and maybe a better grade of steel. So I finally found one at the flea market, like I mentioned earlier. Just remember, stainless steel is a lot harder and will last longer than aluminum. So anyone who gets an aluminum pot, it doesn't take the heat as much. It can react with the acidic foods, and the aluminum can leach into the food. Small amounts, but it can still do that. And again, the pots won't last that long. The stainless steel 304 that I got, that apparently lasted me several years, but with repair work. So this new one that I got, that one should last me, I think they said 10-15 years at least, and it was only $100 more than the previous stainless steel pot. So that seemed to be a better deal for me. The stainless steel 316 is more expensive than the 304. The 304 is very common and it's good, but again, the 316 will last longer. It has a higher corrosion resistance, especially against chlorides and chlorinated solutions. Okay. So with tomato sauce or salt, the higher 316L will do a lot better than the aluminum pot or even the 304. And I think that's what's causing the acid in the food that's being cooked in the 304. That's what's causing my pinholes. So again, hopefully this other one will do well. I'm surprised it looks like the baskets are about the same size in terms of diameter, but the bushel basket in the 316 is taller. Alright, here's both pots side by side. They both have baskets. I have lids for both of them. This is the 316 that I recently bought from the flea market from Bay Country Crabbing Supplies. And then this is the original one. Not bad, but it doesn't last as long, and it was developing the pinholes. I'm going to take the basket out. There you can see the size of the first basket. And here is the other basket. They both have the handle to lift the basket out of the crab pot. This one actually seems to be a little higher away from the steaming crabs than this one, but I never had a problem with it. But if you can look at them, side by side, you can see one is definitely taller than the other. There's another shot of them side by side. There's the screws I was talking about to plug up the holes, but I have more holes to plug. Well, I'm not going to get rid of my other pot, my stainless steel 304. I'm going to try to see if I can repair it, and it could be used in emergency when I end up needing to cook 2 bushels. I'll just have to get more stainless steel screws and plug up the holes, but hopefully with this new one, using the heavier gauged and the stainless steel 316L, hopefully I will not need to buy another steaming crab pot anytime soon.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.